The cosmos is filled with signals. Radio waves from distant quasars, light from ancient stars. Most go unnoticed by the inhabitants of Earth. Alex was one such inhabitant. Life was a predictable orbit. Wake, work, eat, sleep, a small world bound by routine. Then one Tuesday a new signal pierced through the noise, not from the stars, but from the glowing screen of a simple phone. It was a message, stark and uninvited. Alex stared. A shiver, not of cold, traced a path down their spine. The message was brief, just a few letters, a stock symbol, and 2 words. Buy now. No sender, no explanation. Who was this? How did they get this number? Was it a prank? A scam? The mind raced, searching for patterns, for logic. But there was none to be found, only the blinking cursor, and the silent, insistent command that promised change. The universe often presents choices, small hinges upon which massive doors can swing. Alex felt this moment, a pull towards the unknown. The stock symbol meant nothing, a random collection of letters, yet the message felt different. Not like the usual spam that cluttered the digital pathways. There was an odd certainty to its tone, a whisper of potential wealth, a dangerous, seductive possibility in a life that craved more than monotony. The allure was undeniable. Doubt warred with a desperate curiosity. What if it was real? The question echoed in the quiet apartment, a tiny seed of hope, or perhaps folly, Alex decided, a small sum, money they could afford to lose, a test, a probe into this strange new variable. With trembling fingers, Alex made the trade, small bet against the vastness of the unknown. A knot of unease tightened in their stomach. The ordinary day had fractured. The next morning, the market opened. Alex watched the chosen stock. It climbed and climbed and climbed. It was like watching a rocket defy gravity. A surge of disbelief, then elation coursed through Alex. The small investment had blossomed. Doubled, then tripled. It was impossible, yet the numbers on the screen were real. Cold, hard, beautiful proof. The first whisper from the void had sung a song of pure profit. Alex felt a strange mix of joy and a nascent fear. Before the shock could fully settle, another message arrived. Same untraceable origin, same stark format, a new stock symbol. Buy, bigger. The words pulsed with an invisible energy. Skepticism still lingered, a faint echo. But the memory of the soaring graph was powerful. This was no random chance. This was something else, something that understood the hidden rhythms of the market. Or perhaps something that controlled them. The mystery deepened, like staring into a starless patch of night sky. This time, Alex hesitated less. The lure was stronger, the potential rewards immense. A larger sum was committed. More than was comfortable, but the invisible hand had proven itself. The second stock mirrored the first, a meteoric rise. Money flowed into Alex's account, an astonishing, life-altering stream of wealth. The grey apartment started to feel too small. New possibilities, once distant galaxies, were now within reach. The world began to shimmer with a new, vibrant light. The tips kept coming, each one a perfect prediction, each one a golden key. Alex's life transformed, from a predictable orbit to a trajectory aimed at the financial stars. The old routines shattered, replaced by the thrill of the next message, the next win. But beneath the excitement, a different feeling began to grow, a subtle dread. Who was this silent benefactor? What was their purpose? Alex was riding a wave, powerful and exhilarating, but the source of the wave remained hidden in the deep, dark waters. Alex now lived in a world remade by mysterious fortune, a spacious apartment with city views, fine clothes, the freedom to do anything, or so it seemed. The truth was, Alex was tethered to the glowing screen, tethered to the anonymous messages that arrived with unnerving precision. The initial joy of discovery had faded, replaced by a constant low hum of anxiety. Each successful trade felt less like a victory and more like another link in an invisible chain. The nature of the tips began to shift. The amounts suggested for investment grew astronomically. The stocks themselves were sometimes obscure, their sudden surges inexplicable by any normal market logic. It felt less like prediction and more like orchestration, as if Alex were a pawn in a much larger, unseen game, a game played by forces that could bend reality to their will. The requests, though still financially beneficial, carried a new weight, a sense of obligation, a feeling of being owned. Then the pattern broke. The new message was not a stock tip. It contained no ticker symbol, no command to buy. Instead, it was a single, chilling sentence. We know you enjoy the gifts. Now it is time for you to give. Alex's blood ran cold. The words were simple, devoid of overt threat. Yet they resonated with an undeniable menace. The game had changed. The silent partner was no longer content with mere financial participation. They wanted something more. Fear, raw and primal, eclipsed all other emotions. This was not a benefactor. This was a puppeteer. The wealth, the success, it was all a carefully constructed illusion, a gilded cage. Alex tried to trace the messages, consulted experts, but the source was a ghost in the machine, untraceable, unknowable. Each attempt to understand, to break free, only highlighted Alex's complete and utter vulnerability. The universe, once a place of wonder, now felt like a vast cosmic trap. The next message detailed the demand. It was not about money, it was an action, something specific, something Alex had to do, something that crossed a line into a territory of shadows and danger. Refusal, the message implied without stating, was not an option. The consequences would be unimaginable, far beyond financial ruin. Alex felt a cold dread settle deep within, the certainty of a planet caught in a black hole's pull. There was no escape. Panic set in. Alex considered running, disappearing, but how could one hide from an entity that seemed to know everything, that could predict the very fluctuations of human endeavor? Every shadow seemed to watch. Every electronic device felt like an open eye. The city, once a landscape of opportunity, now felt like a labyrinth designed by a malevolent intelligence. Alex was alone, utterly and terrifyingly alone. The silence from the source was more menacing than any words. The deadline approached, a point of no return. With a heart hammering like a trapped bird, Alex moved to comply. The requested action led to a desolate, abandoned place, a rendezvous, or so Alex thought. As Alex stepped into the decaying structure, the floorboards groaned. Then a sharp crack. The ground beneath gave way, a sudden, terrifying plunge into darkness. Not a meeting, a disposal. The final tip was a lie, leading to this. Falling through the blackness, a devastating clarity bloomed. The perfect tips were never free. They were bait. The cost was not the initial small investments. It was not the stress or the moral compromise. The price was Alex's life. A life bought, manipulated, and now seemingly discarded. The universe is full of mysteries. Some are beautiful, some are benign, and some, Alex realized too late, are predatory. The perfect tip had exacted the perfect, irreversible toll.